Okay, Unit 3, video number 3 is on function notation. So again, this should be in your notes so that you know what we're doing. This part right here should be in your notes. Function notation is another way of representing the y value in a function. This you can just listen to. You don't have to write it in your notes. Think back to elementary school, even kindergarten, when your teacher would give you the question. Oh, there's a big typo there. Sorry about that. Would give you the question or the statement like blank plus 2 equals 4 and ask you to fill in the blank. This is no different. They just use blanks or boxes, not variables. And then down here, as you see at the bottom here, f of x means plug a value for x into a formula f. Okay, we're going to see what that looks like in the following examples. All right, example 1 says, given f of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 1, find f of 2. So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to write f of 2 is equal to, everywhere I see an x, I'm going to replace it with a 2. So 2 squared plus 2 times 2, because again, I'm seeing an x, I'm putting in this value of 2. This value of 2 went in here and went in here, okay? That's where I'm getting that. So now f of 2, I'm going to start simplifying. 2 squared is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. And then minus 1. Going to keep simplifying. 4 plus 4 is 8. Minus 1. 8 minus 1 is 7. So f of 2 in this given formula would equal 7. So that meant my x value would be 2, my y value would be 7. So the ordered pair would be 2, 7 if I was looking at this on a graph. Okay, so we have the same formula. I did given f of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 1, find f of negative 3. So again now, instead of f of x, I have f of negative 3 is equal to, everywhere I see an x, I'm going to replace it with a negative 3. So if you notice, I'm using my gift of parentheses. They are very important in this process, especially with negatives. You want to use your gift of parentheses. So here I have f of negative 3. Now remember, when I square a negative, that negative is gone because it's the same thing as negative 3 times negative 3, which gives me a positive 9. 2 times negative 3 would be a negative 6 or a minus 6, and then minus 1. And again, just take it step by step. 9 minus 6, by the way, is 3. So I have 3 minus 1, which this gives me 2. So again, if I was writing the ordered pair for this, I would go, okay, the x value is negative 3, and the y value then is 2. So if I would see this on a graph, that's exactly where I would find it. I would find that point. All right, so same equation for this one. F of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 1. But notice now, I'm asking you to find f of m. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a number here. It could be a variable. It could be a shape for all we care. But we're going to plug it in. So now f of m, again, everywhere that I see an x, I'm going to replace it with the letter m. Still using my parentheses just to play it safe. So f of m is equal to, well, m and then outside parentheses squared is simply m squared. 2 times m is 2m. And minus 1. And I'm done. I can't go any farther than that because I can't simplify because there is a letter. They are not like terms because this one has a squared, this one does not have a squared, and this one doesn't even have an m. So that would be my final answer. I can't do anything like an ordered pair because I can't. It is done. All right, the next example said, if f of x equals absolute value of 3x plus 1, find f of negative 4. Okay, now do not forget absolute value means the distance away from 0 on a number line, so it is always positive. And do not forget about order of operations. So we're going to start this. F of negative 4 is equal to absolute value bar 3 parentheses negative 4 plus 1 absolute value bar. Okay, so again, keep working on the inside before you take away that absolute value bar. That is the last thing you're going to take away. So keep the absolute value bar. 3 times negative 4 is a negative 12. Another absolute value bar. Okay. So again, now we're looking at what is the absolute value of negative 11, okay? So again, as we discussed, absolute value means the distance away from 0 on a number line. So if we take the second over here and go, okay, here's negative 11, here's my 0. Well, what is the distance away from negative 11 to 0? You would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so the final answer for this, f of negative 4 would equal a positive 11. So again, if you were thinking about this, you're saying, okay, so when my x is negative 4, my y value is going to be positive 11. And what would a unit be, a lesson be, without the use of fractions? So here, if f of x equals 3x plus 7, all divided by 2, find f of 8. Still the same process. F of 8 equals 3 parentheses 8 plus 7 over 2. Again, keep working through your problem. 3 times 8 is 24 plus 7 divided by 2. F of 8 thus equals 31 divided by 2. No big deal. Leave it as a fraction. You could change it to a decimal if you ever so desire. But if you were writing it then as an ordered pair, you'd say, hey, whenever I plug in an 8 for an x, I get a 31 over 2 for my y. That's just the way it works for this problem. Good.